got in the car, you guys, he reached over to like try to kiss me. And I was like, hold up, what are you doing? He was like, I want to just kiss you. I was like, no, I thought we talked about that. Like, don't just do that. His nails was like dirty, filthy dirty. And he had a stitch. Y'all. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl StyleshKenna here, and I'm back again with another YouTube video for you guys. Today's video is a really good juicy video, you guys. I will be sharing with you the time I was catfish, you guys. Yes, I was catfish a few years ago. I would say a few years ago I was catfish by this guy, and let's just get right into the video. But before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to this video and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comment bar if you like these type of videos or what type of videos you guys would like to see next on my channel. So in the midst of me telling you guys this story, I will be flat ironing my hair. This is let me just go ahead and throw that in there. This is a 26-inch straight, but it kind of give you a curl texture. I washed this unit and it kind of curl up a little bit, but I want to straighten it and I want to do a little cute little style on my hair. But I just want to just share with you guys with the story that when I got catfished a few years ago. And let's get right into the video. A lot of you guys may know I'm single around here, single woman. So I was of course single at the time when this person approached me, and this person didn't, what we gonna call this person? Bob. No, his name is Bob. We're going to give him Bob. I'm gonna first brush this out. Brush it out really nice. Okay, I got the hair brushed out like it's really full, you guys. So the story, let's get right to the story, y'all. As you guys know, I live in Georgia now, but I'm from Alabama, and time again I frequently meet people from back home, people that I never seen before. And you know, Mobile is small, like really small. If I don't know a person, somebody that I know that person. So when this person first initially reached out to me and was telling me that he was from Mobile, I immediately called a friend and was like, hey girl, do you know Bob? So she was like, no. And she's the type of girl who knows everyone. Like, everybody know her and she know everybody. So when I sent her his picture, Bob's name and stuff like that, she was like, no, I ain't never seen him before. He sure he from Mobile, yada. I was like, well, that's what he say, he from Mobile, blah blah. He DM'd me. That's how we first initially even started our conversation. He was commenting on all of my pictures, he was liking all my pictures, and he DM'd me on Instagram. So when I first learned that he was from Mobile, Alabama, and I never knew him, my homegirl, she didn't know him. He was like, he worked all the time, so I'm assuming that's why nobody knew him. So I went to think, like, okay, that might be something that I may be interested in, because you know, no one knows him. I never, you know, no one know him to even give me any type of like bad feedback or even good feedback. No one knew him. So I just felt like, maybe it might be a little bit worth it, you know, being that nobody knew him or whatever. He was kind of like low key, stuff like that. So we communicated a few times through DM. And like we communicated until he kept asking me. He was like, when you gonna give me your number so I can call your phone, when you gonna text me, or whatever. So I eventually gave Bob, y'all know I move fast when I be flat ironing my hair. So I eventually gave Bob my phone number, and we immediately started like texting and talking almost every day. When I tell you guys, he literally would call me, text me every morning, good morning. Like, we would stay on the phone and we was just connecting like any other, you meet somebody, you start to have good conversation. And that's my thing. Like, I like to sit and talk to people so I can kind of feel a person out on like just to see. Like, I'm the type of person, I'd rather meet someone who can communicate and talk versus somebody that don't ask questions or don't say anything. So he kind of drew me in from the jump, because like I said, I liked that. So with him just like wanting to talk, and we were like really clicking, having good conversation. So we would be like just talking all night. He really made me feel like I was in high school again, because some nights eventually we began to, talk longer and, get to know each other over the phone. But I'm the type of person, I can't continue to just talk to you over the phone. I have to get the physical vibe. Even though, like, y'all, like, we were vibing like no other. Like, is it raining? I think it's raining. We were vibing like, he was saying like all of the right things. It's so crazy, because and he was telling me like, sir, he was raised by his grandmother, and he worked on the boat doing his own little thing. He make his own little money. So, and even I was following his Instagram, and he seemed like a very decent guy. He seemed like he was laid back about his business, work, and did certain things. He was like, he didn't go to clubs, he didn't do too much of the being in the scenery. So he was like really laid back. So I was like, okay, cool. He seemed like he a cool person or whatever. So talk with him over the time, like I said, he was telling me that his grandmother raised him, and certain things he would say as far as like, why was he single, like, and he liked them because they liked him even more, because he always knew how to treat a woman. And he was just telling me how he was just such a gentleman, and he was raised by his grandmother. His grandma raised him to how to treat a woman, and he was just saying like all good things, like things that I wanted to hear. Tell you guys, we would be on the phone all night. Like, when I got settled in with doing what I needed to do from the day, we would be on the phone. Like, when he would be home settled in, we would just be on the phone talking and just having great conversation. When I tell you guys, this boy would have the best conversations. Like, he was on my level with conversations, because we were just always just talking, and he was just like always telling me like what type of person he was, and like the things that he do and what he don't do, and what he liked and what he didn't like, and things like that. And he was just always say like he couldn't wait to eventually meet me in person, and I couldn't wait to meet him either, because eventually talking on the phone with him, like, I'm really like anxious. Like, I want to see what this guy's about, because he's just talking to me like it's just too good to be true. And if he's just this good, why is this man, you know what I'm saying, like, he's single? So like, I'm just so confused. Like, this dude just seems so perfect. It just seems so good to be true. So he would always say he couldn't wait to see me. Like, man, I can't wait to see you. I just really want to hug you and just see you and da-da-da. So I started to begin to tell him, like, when you see me, or what, like, I want to see you too, but don't just come up to me and try to hug me, or just try to, like, don't feel like you just know me like that. So I would like say that, and he would like tell me that he would be a little aggressive when it came to like females, and I was telling him I don't like aggressiveness. Like, I was just, he was just telling me things, that certain things I feel like he should have told me so I could tell him if I liked it or not. Because like I said, I'm not an aggressive type person. I don't like guys being aggressive towards me or like trying to like do anything towards me or whatever. Like, let me do anything if it's gonna be anything doing. I think I want to do a side part too, you guys. Every day, literally, he would be like, when are you coming home? When would I see you? Like, when are you visiting home? So I don't visit home frequently, but I go home sometimes. So I didn't know, like, dang, she messed me up. I don't even know where I was at. Okay, so he would just always be like, when are you coming home? I'm ready to see you. And of course, you guys, I wanted to see him as well, because I just feel like, even though this could be good to be true, like, I just feel like, oh dang, he's a really nice person. Like, I can deal with a person that is comfortable enough to like hold conversations with me and just, talk to me on my level. And don't just be holding the phone, because I'm not a phone person. I don't like just talking on the phone. But if you're the type of person that's going to engage in good conversation and speak on certain things, that's like my go-to. So he was even just telling me just how good of a gentleman he was, and I just knew, like, dang, I need to see him in person. Like, I wanted to like him over the phone, but me being how I am, I just couldn't like a person over the phone. I couldn't fall for just a conversation without initially liking him. Now, I liked him from a distance, from like, his conversation and stuff, but when it came to like anything else, like, he would even like try to talk to me like, oh, I just can't wait to hug you and just want to kiss you. And I get it that, when you're having a good conversation as well, you want to kind of like eventually see that person and be around that person. So I understood the reason why he felt that way. Like, I'm a pretty girl, he wanna be around me. So I was like, I understood that, but at the same time, me being me, I kind of side-eyed that, like, you don't even know me. You just talk to me on the phone and you just ready to, hug on me and all that other stuff. So I was making it really, really clear, like, when you see me, whenever you do see me, like, don't just be aggressive towards me. Don't think like, oh, I've just been talking to this girl on the phone. You can just do whatever, or, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, a phone conversation, and that's why I don't like just engaging in phone conversations right off. I'd rather like meet a person first, in person first, and then do the engaging of a conversation, because it can get you caught up and it can get you twisted. Like, yo, making plans, I was like, I really wanted to see him. Like, we was talking every day. When I tell you, he was just like asking me what I liked and what I like to do, and everything that I was even saying that I like to do, he was like down for it. Like, you my type of girl, I like you or whatever. So, and the fact that he was even saying like his grandma, he would always talk about his grandmother, and I love the fact that he was talking about his grandmother the way he would. Like, he admired her so much, and he was just telling me like how she raised him. Like, she really raised me to be who I am, the man that I am today. He would literally stress that how much he was a man, and things like that. So I would ask simple questions like, how tall are you? Like, what's the stuff that you like? And what stood out to me was he told me that he was 5'11". He told me that he was 5'11", and that kind of stood out to me, because then I'm like, oh, he's tall, I kind of like taller guys. And he told me that he was lanky, and I like tall, lanky guys. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm saying, this nigga, he like finna be like, he's just everything that I liked in one. Like, the conversation, the height, just every pictures. He never really like showed like standing up pictures, but he always did like facial pictures, or like pictures just showing different wherever he was traveling to, things like that. But I couldn't really like tell like actually how tall he was. And we never FaceTime because he didn't have a iPhone, which, you know, I wasn't tripping because everybody don't like iPhone. So, but I will always be like, you need to get an iPhone so we can at least FaceTime before I come. And he was like, you know, he was just like, I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get another one, da da da. So me liking him and him telling me like he wanted to see me, stuff like that, I started to think like, should I just go home to see him, just to see, like, because I just didn't want to keep talking to a person and falling for a person over the phone. Like, I had to see you in person. I have to get that vibe, the same energy and the same vibe that I'm getting over the phone. I need to be able to get that same energy and vibe in person. So I called my friends and I let my mom know. I was like, Mom, I think about coming home, you know, just for like a weekend or whatever. So I didn't even tell him I was coming home. Like, it was crazy because I knew this guy's routine. Like, we talked almost every day. So when he went to work, I would be on the phone with him, either on the phone with him while he was at work. When he got out of work, I knew exactly what he was doing. He showered, he went home, he showered, he ate, and we would be like on the phone. I knew like exactly what time he would get off and be finished with everything. So that's how much we was just like talking on the phone, getting to know each other. But I had to like kind of back off because I wanted to see him in person. So I decided that I would just go home and visit. So I was like, I'm not even going to tell him I'm coming home. I'm just going to come home. I don't have to tell him. I didn't have to tell him I was coming home because, you know, that's my home too. So I felt like if I was going to come home, I would just call him and be like, hey, I'm home. If you want to see me, that's that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't the type of person like to do anything. He was a home kind of body, but he went out a little bit, but it wasn't like the clubs or anything like that. So I decided to come home and kind of surprise him, you know, pop up just to see, you know, would he, because like we were always talking, you guys. It's just so crazy because we was just always talking and he was just telling me like a lot of, you know, things that he was just very much interested in when he came to me. So I had a plan to where I was like, I hit up my best friend and I also hit up my cousin. I was like, hey, I'm meeting this guy. And so I'm the type of person, I'm not finna meet nobody that if I haven't like officially met you first, in person first, I wasn't gonna just be talking to him on the phone and just like, hey, I'm finna go meet him. I had let my cousin know and I let my best friend know. I'm headed home and my best friend already knew about Bob. They both knew about Bob, that we was conversating on the phone. My best friend didn't know him. My cousin didn't know him. So they already kind of knew the situation and they already kind of knew like I wanted to come home eventually to meet him. So I kind of ran down the plan with them like, hey, I'm going to come home and we're going to go out to eat. I'm going to meet up at such and I'm going to call him and be like, hey, I knew now the restaurant that I was planning on eating at, he didn't stay far from the restaurant. So I knew whatever time he got home from work, he was going to shower and I was going to try to catch him before he ate so we can kind of eat at the restaurant. So when I got home, I made it home on a Friday and I called my best friend. I told my best friend, I was like, and my cousin, I was like, hey, y'all can just come. Like, I don't know this guy from a can of paint. Like, you my best friend, you my cousin. So just come and meet me at the restaurant. And like I said, I don't live there, so they wanted to see me as well. So I was like, I'm sure he's not going to trip on, you know, other people being here or whatever. So it ain't like it's a date that we plan. It's just something I'm popping up. So I had got home, got there, got dressed, told them what time to be at the restaurant and what time I was gonna be there. Texting all day that day. I asked him what his plans was for the weekend, what he was gonna do. Bob said he wasn't doing nothing. He was just chilling around the house, doing the same old. So I called him. I texted him. I was like, hey, what are you doing? He was like, just got in, about to shower. I was like, okay, cool. What you cooking today? He was like, I kind of got some leftovers up in there from cooking Sunday dinner, so I might just warm that up. And he was like, I might just warm that up. So I was like, okay, cool. Call me when you get out the shower. Call me soon as you get out the shower. So I can, like, when he get dressed, I can kind of like catch him, be like, hey, come up the street. I'm up here. Surprise. No, he didn't even call me. He texted me and he was like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Blah, blah. I was like, I thought I told you to call me. Why you didn't call me when you got the shower? So, you know, he was like, oh, my bad. I ain't even, it slipped my mind, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, well. I said, what you about to do? He was like, nothing. I just put on some clothes. I'm just chilling right now. I was like, okay, cool. Come up to Half Shell. He was like, what? I said, come up to Half Shell. He was like, what you mean, come up to Half Shell? You there or something? I was like, yeah, I'm here. So just come up here. I was like, meet me there. I'll be there in like 10 minutes or whatever. And he was like, okay. And we hung up the phone, you guys. When we hung up the phone, I was thinking, like, is he kind of mad, or is he like, you know, like, what's the problem? Maybe he just like glowed at the fact that I popped up, stuff like that. So I was thinking like he would be a little bit more happy, because he was talking about like, when are you coming home, almost every day. So I feel like he would be a little bit more excited for me to, you know, come or whatever. So pulls up. We literally pulled up around the same time. Like, I pulled up first, but he kind of like came right after, and my best friend and my cousin haven't even made it yet. So when I pulled up, I was on the, he called me. He was like, where you at? What you doing? Blah, blah. I was like, I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting on you. When are you gonna pull up? What car are you in? He was like, oh, I'm in this white car or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I see him pulling in. Heart racing. I'm so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the dude who I just been like, you know, just waiting for. Like, he was just it. Like, he was just it. So he took a little minute to get out the car. I was like, what's wrong? Like, he's gonna get out the car? Like, come on, I'm hungry. Like, what the heck? I know he haven't ate. He just got work. Like, I know he hungry. So he get out the car, you guys. I see him get out the car, and I immediately get out the car right to, like, you know, eventually go up to him and be like, hey, nice to meet you. Y'all, he gets out the car all slowly. He was getting out all slow, and he was even walking all slow. First thing came to my mind was, this boy do not look 5'11". Like, he is short. Taller than me, but he's short. And I know 5'11". Like, I know guys that are really that's 5'11", even 5'7". They, you know what I'm saying, that's tall a little bit. But he told me that he was 5'11". So I was like, he's not 5'11". Then he told me that I noticed that he's not lanky at all. Like, he's not lanky. But I'm like, okay, cool, you know. I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, Bob, you know, nice to meet you. And he was just looking like at a shock, like, when did you get here? Why you ain't tell me you was coming? And he just kept like, when did you get here? Why you ain't tell me you was coming? Like, you just popped up. I'm like, are you happy or are you sad? Like, what it is, like, I'm confused. I just came home and I'm calling you now to meet me up here. Like, what's the problem? And he was like, none. I'm just like confused. Why you even just pop up? Like, why you didn't let me know that you came home? I was like, I didn't know I had to let nobody know when I come home. So that kind of was like, you know, if I was wrong for just doing that, or was it something like, you know, that was just cool. Let me know down in the comment bar, because I just need to know. So I immediately just get my phone, and I was texting my best friend and my cousin. I was like, well, y'all come on, get here. Like, it ain't no playing around. It ain't like no waiting till I text you to say come on. It's like, no, come now or whatever. So my friend, my best friend, and my cousin is about to pull up. Let's just wait on them. So we outside. As we walking in, He's standing there about to walk in. He's standing there. I'm standing there. I'm not about to touch the door. Bob just stressed out to me that how much of a gentleman you are. Are you going to open the door? So Bob is kind of like clear to, you know, if he was to reach in to open the door, he was gonna open the door, but he didn't even reach in to open the door, you guys. My best friend went on and grabbed the door and opened the door, and us ladies walked in. So another red flag. I was like, he not even being a gentleman. Like, you would think that he would at least try, to impress me the first time you meet someone. Like, that was just really, it threw me off, because I was like, dang, I know this guy just stressed out to me just how much of a gentleman and how he just know how to do this and who he like, and just how much he even liked me, and just everything. He just couldn't wait to show me how much of a man and a gentleman he was. We went in. I kind of brushed that off. I was like, okay, cool. He didn't open the door. Maybe he'll show me a little bit more, you know, manly side of him once we get in, sit down, order food or whatever. So he was still looking more like, dang, he was blowed. The fact that I was even there, he just kept looking all confused, like, why are you even here? And I'm thinking like, dang, you're not happy? So my best friend made the statement. He was like, so she just popped up on you? He was like, that's pretty dope, right? And he was like, yeah. He tried to then act like, oh, it was cool, like, yeah, that was sweet, that was cute. And I'm like, why? He just been acting all weird, the fact that I'm doing it. But now that my best friend and my cousin here, he's seeming like he's more excited, the fact that I even popped up. Okay, cool. So the kind of like brushing that off, the waitress wound up coming to take the food, order the food. And as we ordering, I asked him, I was like, are you gonna order? He was like, no, I already ate. I was like, when did you eat? You just got off work. When did you eat? He was like, nah, I already ate. I ain't hungry. I was like, cool. I ordered my food. We ate. And that was that. We getting ready. The lady came for everybody to pay. And I paid for my food. My cousin paid for her food. Bob did not eat. He did not offer to pay for my food or anything like that. Let's just be clear, that's cool. That's cool. He didn't have to pay for my food. Like, I got my own money. I'll just pay for my own food. But I was still just like confused. The restaurant sitting, his nails was like dirty, filthy dirty. And he had a stitch. Y'all, he had to work. When I say this stitch, he had a stitch. Like, I don't know if it was his clothes or was it in his skin, but it was a stitch. Like, oh my God, like, he has to smell this himself. Like, do he not smell this? Because I smell this, so he gotta smell this. Like, and then I'm thinking like, dang, are they smelling this too? Because I smell this stitch on him. I was like, okay, so I wasn't ready for the night to be over. I kind of still wanted to see what this guy was about, because it was actually beginning to be funny to me. So I was like, y'all, let's go get a drink. So it's this place downtown that sell like daiquiris, alcohol beverages, stuff like that. So as we leaving the restaurant, I did not open the door. He still did not reach to open the door for me and my cousin that's a female to even walk out. Like, I'm just so confused of what part of a gentleman are you, because you're not even doing things that gentlemen do. Like, I'm just so confused. I was like, are you gonna drive or you want to ride with me? He was like, I want to ride with you. I was like, okay, cool. It was like okay with him riding with me. I wasn't tripping. So he got in the car with me, and immediately, literally, you guys, as soon as we got in the car, you guys, he reached over to like try to kiss me. And I was like, hold up, what are you doing? He was like, I wanted to just kiss you. I was like, no, I thought we talked about that. Like, don't just do that. Get in the car. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm gonna just play it cool, whatever. So we gets in the car. Like I said, he tried to kiss me. I dust him off real quick. Like, no, don't be doing that. Like, you trying to catch me off guard to give me a kiss? Like, what type of think, what is that? He was like, oh, my bad, blah, blah, blah. So he tried to light a black and mild in the car, and I was like, no, you don't smoke in here. You can't smoke that in here. And he was like, what? For real? Like, I can't smoke it? Da, da, da. He was like about to get a little mad about me not letting him smoke. So I was like, no, I don't like the smell. So he didn't light it. He was like, all right, cool. So we get to the daiquiri factory, ordering our drinks. Of course, I ordered my drink. Of course, my cousin ordered her drink. And of course, I paid for mine. And they paid for theirs. So Bob kind of sits down and he don't get nothing. I say, you don't want a drink? He was like, nah, I got alcohol at home. Nah, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, so why did you even come? Like, why did you even want to come? Like, I'm so confused. Like, why did you even offer to come? He was like, nah, I'm just good. I don't drink. I got alcohol at home. I'm like, okay, cool. So we sat there and we talked. Me, my cousin, my best friend, we all like kind of caught up, conversation, talking and stuff. I was just so confused at that point, you guys, because I was like, well, do you want me to get you a drink? Because I'll get you a drink if you want one. He was like, nah, I got alcohol at home. I don't want to drink. So I'm like, this nigga is boring. Like, what are you doing? Why you even come? Like, are you mad the fact that I came? Like, what's the problem? So he was just sitting there like, oh, just like he was so lost, but I didn't understand what could have been the problem. Like, and then he was just quiet. He was quiet majority the whole entire time. He didn't say much of anything. My friend is a guy. Even my best friend was like engaging conversation with him, trying to like, amp it up a little bit. But he wasn't budging. He was not going for it. He was like still like in his zone. Like, and I'm like, where is this conversation that you always giving me almost every other day? Like, we talk all the time. I was just so confused, like, where's this guy and where's this gentleman, and just everything. Like, he was just totally different from the conversation, and he was just totally different from the Instagram pictures, because even when like the pictures that he was posting that he wasn't even showing his face, the image of him just didn't add up. I was like, what the heck? Like, who is this guy? What the heck was really going on? I didn't know what was going on. We all at that point was looking confused, because they knew exactly like what was going on. They knew exactly the conversations me and this guy would have. They just knew. But my best friend was there, and he just knowing what a gentleman is, and he knowing what type of guys I like. So he was like texting me like, no, this is not the guy for you. Like, this guy really catfished you, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh my God, I know. Like, and he smells horrible. Like, what the heck, do y'all smell him? They end up smelling him. They was like, yeah, they smelled him. And daiquiri place, leaving out of the daiquiri place, he literally came from behind me and hugged me from behind. And I literally was like, yo, like, what is your issue? Like, why are you grabbing on me and you're trying to catch me off guard? Like, you're not even like asking, can you do these things? You're like literally trying to be sneaky and fast with it. So that was kind of like really throwing me off. And I just knew, and I was texting him. I was like, I'm not texting this boy no more. Like, this is it. So I ain't really like tripped, because like I said, we only just had a conversation. Like, a good conversation can come and go. So it wasn't like the fact that I actually knew him and been around him a couple of times, things that I could probably look past. But the fact that I didn't know him, I did not meet him in person first. It took for me to see that in person. Because if I would have met him in person, I would have already knew, like, this is not the guy for me. we would have never had a conversation, but the fact that we was in conversation first was kind of like throwing me off, because I'm like, your conversations is not adding up with nothing you have told me. Like, nothing. From even the car he pulled up in was not the car that he told me he had. From the height he told me he was not that height, you guys. He was short, he was not lanky, he smelled bad, and he just looked it completely different. And I was like, oh my god, like this. And I was even going back to his Instagram, like, is this the same guy? Because I was just so confused. And my best friend and cousin, they all was like on the same page. Like, they was so confused on this guy and who this guy really was. And he was even naming people that my best friend knew, and just saying like, oh, he was really close with these people. And my best friend was like, hold up, I talk to these people every day. I ain't never seen you around. I ain't never like nothing. So it was just a lot. I'm like, is this guy lying? Like, what the heck? He need to just give it up. So once we left the daiquiri factory, you guys, I did not, he texted my phone, was like trying to talk, and I was like, yo, I'm good. Like, and he was like, what? The fact that he was even asking me like, what happened, what's wrong, I was just like, him first impression was everything, and everything to me. And his first impression was not up to par from what I was expecting, or what I even, you know, look for when it came to a guy. I told him that everything that he was saying to me over the phone just did not add up once we met in person, and I did not want to continue to talk to him. I was like, I'm not mad or anything, just, you know, that's just it. And he would just be like texting me like, I don't understand, like, what did I do? I was like, what you didn't do? Like, do I need to break it down? I thought you know how to do certain things. Like, everything that you just was telling me, I was like, you're not 5'11". And he was like, heh, I wish I was. Like, what? Y'all, I literally felt so you guys, I am back, and I did, you know, change and, you know, get a little glam. But I did want to go ahead and finish the story for you guys, because my battery died. I gotta buy another battery for my camera. It's just so crazy, like, the stuff that he's saying is really like just too good to be true, or, you know what I'm saying? I kind of had that intuition feeling anyway. So it's just crazy, because, you know what I'm saying, I just felt like he wasn't what he said he was. So we driving, and I had to take him back to his vehicle, which was at the restaurant. I took it back to the restaurant, and then he was like, call me when you get home. I was like, what? And he was like, call me when you get home, because in my mind, he gotta know, like, this girl ain't finna fuck with me no more. Like, how can you not know that? Like, the whole time we in front of each other, like, I'm paying you some attention, but I ain't paying you no attention, because I already know, like, I'm never gonna talk to you again after I leave. So I was really more engaging with my best friend and my cousin at that time, because we all had them peep everything out. I was like, this dude is a no. Like, he just here, right? At the end of the day, it was funny. They was laughing about it, so I took it as like a joke, like, ha ha ha. And they was like, oh, you got catfish, this, that, and the third. I was just like, whatever. So he was like, call me when you get home. When I got home, I did not call him. He ended up calling me, and then I answered, and he was like, why you didn't call me when you got home? I was like, man, to be honest, I was like, I don't see this going any further than what it did from tonight. First impressions means everything to me, and I just wasn't impressed at all. I was like, I don't know what it is, but everything that you told me on the phone, it just wasn't adding up. And yeah, I just feel like you're not who you say you are, and I'm just not rocking with it. And he was like, all right. So he was like, what I do? I was like, and see, if you don't even know what you like, you don't even know, like, and you want me to sit here and just like just tell you like what you didn't do, if you don't know what you know what I'm saying, like, you don't even remember the things that you was saying to me over the phone, like come on now. So, and then like I said, you guys, he smelled horrible. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was his clothes. I felt like it was something in his skin, like there was just a stitch that his body just was immune to, because ain't no way this guy didn't smell this. Like, they smelled it. I smelled it. If they smelled it and I smelled, I know he smelled himself, so he was definitely immune to it. So, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? And then, like I said, on his Instagram, you would have thought he smelled nice, he dressed nice, just from the pictures. Like, I don't know, that was just so crazy. And I was just like, I'm like, not doing that again. So yeah, after I told him that, he was like, all right, cool then. And then we ended the call, and then he stopped calling, but he would like text like every 2 days to say, like, I guess to see if I was gonna change my mind or anything like that. He'll like just try to make small talk, and I just wasn't like going for it because it just done data for me. No need for me, neither of us, to waste our time. So that's just that. And I'm just the type of person, like, I'd rather meet a person up front, just get that energy, get the feed off him right up top. I don't like meeting people. And if I do meet somebody, like, you know, like Instagram, I don't like to take it further than just like having small kind of talk, getting to know each other just a little bit over the phone. Nothing too much, because like I said, I'd rather be in person when I meet a person. Like, I want to see how you are the first time, not like be trying to assume how you are or guessing how you are and what you're telling me. Like, I need to know a little bit. It just makes me feel a little bit better when I know right up front. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if I got catfished or not. So I felt like I did. I strongly feel like he wasn't what he said. I was just so confused, like, what? Hold on, is this the same person? Because this person over here just told me he this, and he know this, and he know how to treat a girl. He enjoy just being that manly figure in a relationship and stuff like that. He was just really, you know, talking good talk. And then when I meet him over here, it's like, what? I was like, I wish you guys could have just been a fly on the wall to just see that whole situation, because it was crazy. And they was laughing at me inside and out because they was laughing. I knew what they was laughing about. They just laughing at me. So that's the time I feel like I was catfish, y'all. Like, I never forget that. It was funny, and it's funny now. Like, it was funny. I'll never forget Bob. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel. Share my videos, you guys. Let your friends and family know what I'm doing. Support your girl over here on the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you rock with me, you rocks with me. I got more content coming for you guys very soon. Let me know down in the comment bar what type of videos you guys, you know, want to see on the channel. And yeah, don't forget to shop my wig collection, you guys. This is the StyleshKenna unit. This is the Vicky 26-inch unit, you guys. It's really long and full. It's 150 density. So yeah, you got 13x6 frontal lace wig as well. So yeah, you guys, I will see you guys in my next video.